Hey guys, this is ThatOne Teacher, and on this channel we talk about placement process of companies so that you can get clear idea about how to prepare for interviews and what recruiters are looking for in their ideal candidate. So today we'll be talking about the placement process of Reliance Retail. Few of my friends work in Reliance and this video is based on their experience. So let's start by answering the most important question. What is the package offered by Reliance Retail at the time of placements? Reliance offers 4.5 to 5.5 lakhs per annum to candidates from Tier 2 and Tier 3 colleges for an entry-level management role. But as you work in Reliance for few years, your job role and package increases significantly. Now more than the package or the brand name of Reliance, just the opportunity to work in Mukesh Ambani-led company is exciting because of the revolution that his companies like Jio have created in the past, where his company was the major driving force for shifting all of India from 2G to 4G. And now he wants to do the same with retail, where Reliance Retail subsidiaries like JioMart and Ajio have an ambition to bring every kirana store and local clothing stores online. In fact, Mukesh Ambani wants to create a $2 trillion ecosystem with its companies like JioMart and Ajio at the center of it. And that's why companies like Facebook, Google, and dozen others have invested billions of dollars in it. If you want to know more about this $2 trillion ecosystem, then check out the video by clicking on the I button. This vision of Mukesh Ambani will make Reliance the most valued company not only in India but in the entire world. That's why Reliance wants ambitious candidates who are serious about growing their career. And that's the reason why Reliance puts a lot of emphasis on domain knowledge of candidate about their specialization. And on various occasions, the majority of the question and even selection depends upon how well versed a candidate is with his specialization. So now let's look at the selection process of Reliance. The first round is of aptitude test. It had sections like quantitative aptitude, DILR, verbal ability, and domain related questions. For example, for marketing, the questions would be related to marketing models, marketing mix, STP, etc. Although the questions were not so difficult, but there was very less time given to solve them. So I would suggest every candidate to have a thorough knowledge so that you can quickly solve aptitude section and have enough time to solve domain related questions. The next section was group discussion. The topic of the group discussion was based on the specialization. So for operations, the topic was like, if a company wants to build a new establishment, then what are the parameters you would look at from supply chain perspective to select the right location? Now the parameters could be the distance of establishment from market, the cost involved, its connectivity to highways, railways, ports, also the tax rebates from government, water pipeline connectivity, location from nearest town, and a lot of other things are supposed to be taken into consideration before finalizing the right location. So the intention was to know not only the knowledge of candidate in identifying these parameters, but how does he or she uses that knowledge in identifying the right location. Let's look at an example to understand this idea better. Let's assume there are 2 points A and B, and there are multiple paths from point A to point B. So knowing these paths between the points is knowledge, but finding out the best route that saves time, cost is executing that knowledge to come up with the best solution. So to develop this mindset, I would suggest everybody to solve case study based questions on your respective domain as much as possible. The next round was technical interview, where they first asked domain specific questions. For operations, the questions were like, what will you do to make supply chain efficient? Or for marketing, it could be, what are the tactics you would use to increase sale and market share when there is growing competition from established players as well as from disruptors? Again, solving case study based questions will help a lot in answering these questions. Then the questions moved on to internship, like what was our role, how did we contribute, how did the company benefited from hiring us, and what did we learn? For answering these questions, I would suggest every candidate to answer in bullet points and also use quantifiable metrics as much as possible. Example, say you are a sales intern, then it is easy. You could answer in terms of number of clients you and your team brought for the company and how much revenue they generated for the company during your tenure as an intern. In case you are a market research intern who do not directly generate revenue for the company, then you can answer this question in 2 steps. First, by highlighting any flaws that you found in the working of your company or your company's product, or anything your competitor was doing to increase their revenue but your company wasn't doing that, or any complaint from your customers that made them switch from your products to your competitors. And then second, focus on the loss on revenue that your company was incurring due to all these reasons and what recommendations did you give. Similarly for finance, it could be the cost saved for the company, For operations, it could be time or cost saved in manufacturing a product. For HR, it could be number of people recruited or number of employee complaints reduced that led to lower attrition rate. The point is to highlight your work in quantifiable terms. The next round was HR interview. But it was not a typical one-on-one personal interview, but conducted by 10 panelists, where the shortlisted candidates from the last round were divided into groups and then the interview was conducted. The questions were asked in two different formats. First, they were problem-solving questions, where the questions were like, there is a ladder that has oil on it and a monkey tries to climb it. For every 2 feet that he climbs in a minute, he slips 1 feet. The ladder is of 15 feet. How much time will the monkey take to climb the ladder? Now the candidate who solves this question first gets to answer it. And if you want to be that person, then I would suggest every candidate to solve aptitude section from your CAT or CET books or use RS Aggarwal. And even solving few mock tests will be helpful. The second format had questions based on domain. For operations, the questions were like, what are the costs involved in a warehouse? And for these line of questioning, every candidate's point of view was asked. To answer these questions, I would suggest every candidate to have a thorough knowledge about their domain before the interviews. So this was the placement process of Reliance. Writing a few mocks on aptitude section, brushing up your knowledge on various concepts in your respective domain, and even solving case study based question will help you to get selected into Reliance. Share this video with your friends who are preparing for the placement process of this company. And subscribe to the channel if you want to get notification about our next video when it comes out. This is ThatOne Teacher. Thank you for watching.